The Wath we the secret weapon. Hello, you fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beer Brigade. I'm John Solo. You are not. And this is the lovely Melissa Gramling, as you can tell by her name on the screen right there. Look at that.
Yeah, see? Right there.
Welcome to another week here of the Ramblin Gramling Show, where we go over your MM Romance audiobook releases of the week. Now, none of the graphics here are correct, but we'll get these figured out. I still say I need something under you and under me there. I'd like to fill the space, or we need like a cool background or something. But, yeah.
Well, you know what I miss is like what little quote you used to have under my name. But we're not using that one anymore.
Actually, I forgot about that entirely. where I would put funny names under you each time to surprise you with. Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, we can do that too eventually here. We're using OBS this time around, and it's a little bit different than the last stuff, so it's a learning curve for all of us.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll get into the books here. The first release of the week is
A collection of monsters short stories, MM Monster Romance by Lily Mayne, narrated by Michael Leslie.
Nice. Then we had For You Forever, For Your Forever, For Your Love, Book 4. I read professionally for a living, by the way, by Kriya Ratan or Rayton. You can tell how professionally I read. I'm sorry I mispronounced your name there. Narrated by Aidan Snow, Liam DeCosmo, and Declan Winters. Next we had
Nobody Loves Me, a Christmas Falls standalone by Jackie James, narrated by Liam DeCosmo and Nick J. Russo.
Then we had All I Want for Christmas is Revenge by Kay American.
Sensing a theme here.
I guess so. A lot of the Christmas books coming out, by the way, already. Narrated by Simon Dornett and Nick J. Russo. Then we had...
He's been a busy man.
Mm-hmm.
A Witch's Assistant, a supernatural romantic comedy, Bitchcraft Book 1, by A.T. Napoli, narrated by Jacob Bell.
Then we had Finding Giorgio, or Giorgio, however you want to say it, Found at Last, Book 1 by Joe Cosentino, narrated by Brian Cheney. Then we had
Runaway Prince, Wedding Disasters, Book 2 by D.K. Sutton, narrated by Cole Michael Kurtz and Kevin Earlywine.
Yay. Then we had another one from the busy man, Hot Shot, MM Small Town Hockey Romance, The Elmwood Stories, Book 5 by Lane Hayes, narrated by Nick J. Russo. Then we had
Wait for Night by A.J. Llewellyn, narrated by John Solo.
Not nearly as busy as Nikki this week. Then we had That Convict Kind of Love, Essentially Yours series by West Green, narrated by Zachary Zaba or Zaba. Did we ever figure out how to say his last name? Zaba.
Because you always liked how I said it.
I do like how you say it. Then we had
The Science of Attraction, a Mackenzie Country Story by Jay Hogan, narrated by Gary Furlong.
Love Gary to death. Then we had A Little Discovery, Manor Drive, Book 1 by Kate Bauer, narrated by Sam Stark. Then we had, good Lord, he was busy.
This is such a long title. Sent to a Fantasy World and Now All the Men Want Me, Book 3 by Jacqueline Osborne, narrated by Nick J. Russo.
Then we had Oleander, A Great Expectations Reimagining by Scarlett Drake, narrated by George Naylor. A lot of new names this time. Then we had
The Kitehead. Okay. Lincoln Knights, Book 1 by Charlie Novak, narrated by Dan Callie.
Then we had Call of the Sea, a dark MM sci-fi college enemies to lovers romance, The Devils of Vitality, written by, let's go a lot of different ways here, Channy Lynn Feener, narrated by Darren Draper. Again, sorry if I mispronounced your name there. After that, we had
A Daddy for Summer, Miguel, by Brina Brady, narrated by James Talbot.
Only for the Summer, huh? Then we had Somewhere Beyond the Sea, the Cerulean Chronicles, Book 2 by T.J. Klune, narrated by Daniel Henning. After that,
we have Proof of Life, Scars and Stripes Trilogy Book 1 by Raquel Riley, narrated by Lance West and Curtis Michael Holland.
nice. After that was Night Troubles, Midnight Magic Book 2, written by Richard Amos, narrated by Tom North and C.J. Wayne. After that,
No Elfing Way, A Christmas Fall Standalone by Hayden Hall, narrated by Kai Rubio.
nice. Then we had Defy the Future, Kick at the Darkness, Book 3 by Kira Andrews, narrated by Tristan James. After that was
The History Between Us, Copper Lake Book 4 by Ashley James, narrated by Teddy Hamilton and Aidan Snow.
And the last the Wath we secret weapon. Jesus God.
Words are hard today.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day. Secondhand Skin, a soul-bound universe novel by Haley Turner, narrated by the great Gary Furlong. Now, for the next part, I wonder how we get to the actual... I wonder, here, I guess what we got to do is roll back to get to our logo again. Oh, or I got a better idea. Look at this. I can do this and this. Ha. But wait, we do have... Did you put in book covers for yours this week as well?
Yes,
Are they
I
in
did.
there? Well, then I should put this back up and catch up. Let me see here. Haley Turner.
And stop.
Oh,
Nope.
from there. Look at that.
There you go.
I'm pretty good at this hosting shit. So, books you have listened to or read. I'm assuming you will tell us what you've done, listened to or read. And it looks like you've got quite a few of them this week that you checked out. So, first, and I will be quiet and never comment.
No, you can comment because there'll be lots of commenting. Well, I haven't listened to. They're all audio. While we were on our little hiatus, I've been reading a lot and listening to a lot. So, and these 4 are my most 5-star listens.
So these are not just in the last week. These are like over the course of the last year, your favorite ones. Is that what you're doing here?
Yeah, well, this year.
Okay, so this is kind of a best of Lys's 2024 so far. It is 2024, right? I'm going to check my phone for that shit. Look at that. It is. Look at that.
You probably will see these again. First one is Unloved by, Marley Valentine, which is a new to me author, and narrated by Zachary Johnson, Michael Gallagher, and J.F. Harding. I absolutely love this book. I gave it 4 bullets and 5 stars.
Whoa! Oh yeah, I forgot the bullet rating system. So.
Oh yeah.
I think people will figure that out. Up to 5 bullets. At 5 bullets, you can't leave the house for a week and don't answer your phone. It's something like that.
A bullet breaker.
Yeah, it's
you got to hydrate.
Yeah. Lots of bananas.
It's like a duet with 3 different narrators. I'm thinking just call it a full cast, but okay. And I couldn't put it down. I loved it. There's one character that was a football player. He ends up having a bad on-field injury or accident and ends up deaf. His best friend.
What? Sorry,
Did you not hear that at all?
My bad deaf joke. I'm sorry about that. There you go. Please continue. I won't interrupt.
I kind of figured that one.
Yeah.
His best friend, who's also a football player and is straight, ends up falling in love with him, and they end up together. And then the third guy comes in, and he's been in and out of rehab, and they all meet up and start talking and get together eventually. And it was a slow burn, but it was really amazingly written.
Now, is this American football or was this European football?
American.
Oh, okay. So,
it's not soccer.
Yeah, soccer. It's my bad. So, cool. So, with the duet reading, which narrator was there one narrator narrating every chapter? How did this one work in the duet style?
I think it was, yes, each narrator did a different chapter because it was
Then the other narrators busted in when their characters came in and voiced it.
right.
Cool. Just wanted to clarify there. You don't see very many duets these days. So,
No, not with 3 people.
yeah, that's a lot of people to have in a bedroom and in a book.
Hey, I loved it.
All right. So this
Right.
was 4. Wait, I got to get the rating system right here. 4 bullets and what else? You had some sort
5
of
stars.
4 bullets, 5 stars. Excellent. The bullets are specifically for the those kind of scenes, if I remember correctly. Cool.
And all the pretty noises. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard a lot about J.F. Harding. I've not listened to Michael Gallagher before. I've heard Zachary
Neither
Johnson
had
a
I.
couple times. Both J.F. and Zachary are great. I'm assuming Michael also did well in this.
Yes, he did. Very well.
Excellent. Next, are you ready for the next one?
Yep.
All right. Next, we had On the Mountain by Riley Hart and narrated by Zane Daniels.
Yes. And this one was 5 bullets and 5 stars.
Hey-o.
And Zach, Zane, whatever you want to call him, he goes by both anyway, did a wonderful job narrating. Riley Hart did an amazing job writing it. And this about 2 guys named Crow and Cyrus. Crow used to be in a cult when he was younger, barely speaks, but ends up living on the mountain and goes into the town that Cyrus is in to grab supplies every so often. Cyrus gets intrigued by Crow, ends up following him up the mountain, and ends up injuring himself to where Crow has to take care of him for an extended period of time. And it was just the back and forth banter, even though Crow didn't talk very much. It was just a really awesome book.
It seems
I
like
couldn't put it down.
someone should give that man a shirt. It's a little cold on the mountain, it looks like.
It was snowing, yes. But yeah,
Excellent.
it was just amazing. I loved it.
It's been a while since I talked to Riley as well. I love her to death. The next one we had was For the Love of Cain by Ames Mills, narrated by Jameson Adams and our own Declan Winters.
Yes. New to me author, and also Jameson Adams is new to me, but he did a great job. This was a bullet breaker.
Hey-o.
And 5 stars. Of course. These are all going to be 5 stars. It was MMMM. Yeah, I counted right. Cain is a Russian mafia boss and has his bodyguard Blaze. Blaze hears voices in his head. Then this guy Jackson comes along, catches Cain's eye along with Blaze, and it just ends up into I would say a foursome.
That's called a fuck fest. Is that the
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the word for it?
It was a very kinky listen. We had the daddy boy dynamic, master slave, sir. Yeah. There were a couple of twists. Not to spoil it, but there is a twist or two. But I just couldn't put it down. Ames Mills did an amazing job writing it. Declan and Jameson did a wonderful job narrating it.
Excellent. Finally, your last pick for the my favorite of 2024 so far, Midnight Companion, an MM retelling of the legend of Sleepy Hollow, queerly classic collection by Kit Berry, and it's narrated by Lil Kevy Earlywine.
I gave this one 3 bullets and another 5 stars. Yeah, this is a gay retelling of Sleepy Hollow, and it intrigued me and confused me because the Headless Horseman. I'm thinking, how?
I thought he had like
But
a pumpkin for a head. I don't. I remember a pumpkin for a head somewhere.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Maybe I've seen
But
too many Disney films. Anyways, yeah.
but I mean, it worked, and Kevin did an amazing job with this. And for me, it's one of his best narrations so far.
Kevin's one of the ones that just keeps on getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
He's come a long way, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
And I am kind of jealous now that he's obviously narrated a few sex scenes with a man with a pumpkin head. I've never done that before, Kevin. Never once. You got one up on me there. Now I'm going to pose an awkward question to you. If you had to pick one of these four, it's like your favorite one. Doesn't matter if it's Bullet Breaker style or whether it's your stars, sexy or not. If you had to just pick one of these four as your favorite over the course of 2024 so far, which one would you pick?
That would be spoiling it for the end of the year.
Wow. Spoiling it already? So let's...
no comment.
Let's say if I put the cover up on the screen, you can smile if you think it's the one. Oh, look at that. All right. I think we got now nobody tell anybody because we're not going to spoil it for the end of the year, but great job putting all this together. Congratulations everybody on the releases this week. Hopefully you all enjoy. We'll be back next week for yet another episode of Lissa Smiles at Inappropriate Moments. Have fun. Bye.